People of Earth, how are you?
Hey now.
My name's Al. Across the table from me is my good friend Joe. Together, we have a podcast that we call Kinda Right. Joe, nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, Al.
Joe just woke up from a little nap, and when he walked in the room, I said, what, did you just have a little nap? Because he looks like he had a little nap. And we had a little brief conversation about naps.
I need a haircut?
Well,
I guess I do.
You know why? That's probably you do got the puffy eyes, but I knew from the sweaty hair, and it's all fucking. Joe wears his hair very, very short, and he'll tell you what little he has of it. But when it's long, he's got a decent enough hair. But it's all right. But it's all like when you take a nap and your hair's long. It looks like he was one side of his head's flat and the back's all fucking ducktail and sweaty looking and shit. And he's freezing to death. That's another reason why I knew he had a nap. He fucking turned up the air, heat, whatever that unit is. It's not an air conditioning. It does both, right? Like in the winter, that will do heat. I got you. So he's now got on a fucking work jacket, fucking flannel. I noticed one of those were outside, too, on that pallet out there with a comforter and shit. Someone sleeping out there?
Yes, me. I've been on the pallet.
Actually having a nap?
No, I have a lot of these.
Yeah, well, you have...
Large supply.
You got it. You used to have a lot of long-sleeve gray mock necks, too. That was your fucking gig for a while. Hey, I'm the same way. I wear tank tops all the time.
What's a mock neck? Turtleneck?
I think it was just a long sleeve T-shirt you wore. But yeah. So I got like tank tops. I got like 5 of these, 5 black ones and 5 gray ones. And if I'm not wearing a work shirt over them, that's what I wear, a tank top. Because you got to buy what you like to wear.
Well, I
buy jeans 3 at a time.
I had a turtleneck phase. It was a L.O. Bean turtleneck deal.
All right, it wasn't a mock neck. It was a real turtleneck. There you go.
Well, and then now I've gone to a long sleeve. It's more than a T-shirt, though. It's not.
It's a little heavier.
Yeah, it's heavier. I mean, it's not heavy.
It's basically
but it's way more than a T-shirt.
Is it Hanes?
It's way more than this.
Is it the Hanes one? Do you know, or do you?
Oh, I have no
what
idea.
Brand? Whatever. You find it and you buy. We've talked about Joe and me and most guys. When you find something, you buy it in bulk.
Yeah, buy like 20 of them.
Yeah, fuck it. And then you don't have to go shopping again.
I found these shorts. These are Walmart shorts.
Yeah.
And I had 2 pairs of them.
Yeah.
And I fucking researched them. Had the tag on it, made in Bangladesh.
Right.
Various numbers. And I tracked it down to they've rechanged the name, but I found I had the shorts down there in my cabana, and I fucking found them with the... I was looking at the detail of the stitching and shit.
Right.
Because I realized these shorts fit perfect. And they got a little elastic in the waistband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can, get a little fat and thin out a little bit. And they still fit. And they're not... a lot of the shorts are down to your fucking knees, which I hate.
Yeah.
Those shorts, like those cargo shorts or whatever. Although, is it?
I like cargo shorts.
Is it becoming fashionable to go back to the crotch?
Why, are men wearing shorts now?
Well, I have pictures of me that I'm wearing shorts that are
obscene. And a bikini. You're wearing a bikini bottom is what you were wearing.
Yeah, and I mean...
There's a lot of pictures of you and Wild Bill like that.
But, I mean, that was what people did.
With the athletic piping around it and shit.
Well, it was just they were short. They were shorts.
I like cargos now. They're cool.
Yeah, but I don't want anything banging around hitting my leg.
Right.
I mean, fucking wear pants. Anything down to the knee or below the knee as far as shorts. I mean,
I think real cargos go right to the top of your knee, don't they? I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is what it is. It's a great country. We have choices of fucking clothing to wear.
I want to have... These are shorts.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, those are pretty short, man.
Yeah, but they're not.
I mean, you got nice legs, though.
Shorts.
You got chicken legs, actually.
I mean, you don't want to wear like this.
Yeah.
But if they're down,
yeah, those Those are Daisy Dukes, in my opinion. You're wearing Daisy Dukes. Nice. Work it out. Oh, whoa, you could hear that on fucking over. Good one. Feel free to grab that other mic and fart into it whenever you want. That would be fun.
Yes.
Speaking of pants and pant sizes, I know you don't care, but check it out. I am down 4 pant sizes. I'm also down 2 shirt sizes, but I'm still wearing the Moo like quadruple XLs. I'm down to a double XL again. But can you imagine being down to a double XL? So anyway, my pants.
What size are your pants?
Well, now I'm listen. I got 2 more to go. So yeah, I'm still fat. I'm 42s now. I had just breached into 50s when I got fed up. 48 is what I wore, but they got tight. Right. So 50, 48, 46. I skipped right the fuck over 44. But I had 42s. I got 2 pairs of 42s in the house. I'm stoked. I don't have to buy jeans. Because 2 pairs of jeans gets me through the work week, you know?
So you'll get down to a 38.
38 is as low as I can go. Now, you remember, I talk about it a lot because it was a good period in my life. I felt good about I was at my best shape and strongest and fastest and healthiest when I was 45 years old, which is crazy. But that was 5 years ago already.
Yeah. Time flies.
And I put it back on real quick and got diabetes on the way back up because I put it on too quick. But anyway, I had fun putting it back on, though. I'll tell you that. I ate and drank whatever the fuck I wanted. But, yeah, 38. And I had just bought a pair of 36s when I blew my hand apart at work. That's when I started my fucking... Remember I did the pressure thing?
Oh, yes.
I had just got... I had 1 pair of new Levi 36s. That's as skinny as I'll ever be. You know what I mean? 38 is when I'm at my fighting weight, 230, well, 227, 230, and in shape. It's a 38. I'm just a big guy. You know what I mean? What do you wear, 36s or 34s?
36.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't worn anything but a 36. There's no way I'm ever going to get into a 34.
Yeah.
I think I was I had 34 in college.
I had 36 in college. I was 36 forever.
I can't tell you how long it's been 36 other than like I've never had another pant size at this house. So
I believe it.
That's 18 years.
Well, that's because you don't change much, you know?
So
you're not a upper and downer like yours truly, and a lot of other people, by the way, do what I do. Go up and down, up and down, up and down.
I'm heavier because usually, guys you get kind of a gut and it hangs over the pants a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's why I couldn't. That's gotten a little smaller. Whatever. Your whole
else
trunk
must
gets
happen
smaller.
Where
your butt loses because most guys got a little ass like you. I got a big fucking ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still kind of flat.
I got a big trunk. What can I say? I'm a big guy. I feel sexy, by the way, so watch out. I don't feel horny, but I do feel sexy.
Oh, so that's wonderful.
If you want me to fucking model for you, I'm your fucking... What's that? What did Val Kilmer say in that movie? I'm your buttercup? Or I don't know. Something like that.
Be my buttercup?
Oh, that's it. Be my buttercup. So speaking of buttercups, and I want you to answer me honestly, okay? This is an honest question.
Sure.
Even if it were true, would it, in your mind, is Brett Kavanaugh precluded from being a Supreme Court justice if he did what this lady said he did when he was 17 or whatever? Does that preclude him from being able to serve on the Supreme Court? What's your opinion? Answer the question.
I will, but you got to tell me, and this is how bad I am now, Al. I don't know what the fuck he did. Now, apparently he didn't rape anybody, right?
No, him and a buddy forcibly kissed her. He held her down, and
we're talking high school now.
Yeah, they were in prep school. He was at Georgetown Prep, and she was in a girls' school down the street. And we're talking, he was 17, and she was probably 15 or 16.
I don't know, man.
That was a long time ago.
Nobody was
I'm
raped.
not saying that he should have done it. She's saying that she felt she's had a lifetime of fucking angst about it. She's a clinical psychologist, by the way.
Yeah.
Which means you're crazy. Yeah, it means you're crazy, but I believe she thinks it happened. I don't know if it happened. Why would she lie?
I'm not saying
Why would she lie? That's where I'm at.
Well, I mean, why would Juanita Hill lie? To me, this looked like a fucking. This had the same feeling as Juanita Hill. You know, fucking 11th hour.
Yeah, but he didn't put his hands on anybody. Kavanaugh put his hands on her.
Yeah, but they were probably fooling around to begin with.
Yeah, well, he might have thought they were fooling around, but she didn't.
Well, you know what?
She didn't think it. I'm asking you a question, and you haven't answered it. That's a hard one, right?
Well, it depends. If she was,
by the way, I don't know the answer.
Is this a friend of theirs? Is this somebody that he's made out with before? Is it somebody that?
So it merits investigation. On some level, I don't think the FBI is touching it, by the way, but it obviously, in your mind, it actually merits investigation by definition.
No, I mean, for me to answer it, yeah, you're gonna have to investigate.
Oh, all right.
Does it need to be
for
answered?
anyone to answer you?
Did he rape someone?
I believe that's what I'm saying. The people who are going to decide whether
she doesn't say that she was raped. She wasn't raped.
No,
she wasn't penetrated.
I'm saying, as the story
it
lies right now.
She was held a little bit.
Yeah.
And
he held his hand over her mouth because she started screaming.
He gave her a little kissy, and then they fucking got off her and left.
I'm saying that's what happened. What she is saying happened. Does that preclude him from being able to serve as a Supreme Court justice?
Given the time, because he's probably older than me.
He's 53. He's younger than you.
Oh, he's younger than me.
He's 53. He was born
Given
in
the
1965.
Time, no. High school, 1970s? No. There were people fucking beating the shit out of their wives on a regular basis.
1982. It was 1982. He was born in 65. It was 1982.
Was he a senior in high school?
It was 1982. He was a junior or a senior.
82.
83 was when he graduated high school. Sorry. Can you imagine a guy's
people were beating their fucking wives like crazy.
Yeah.
There was rampant rape on my campus at UMass Amherst,
and at least a lot of fingering,
and a lot more than I was ever aware of.
Rape.
Then I was, when I was there, I didn't realize how much of that shit was going on. I mean, there was fucking fraternities where they would
have rape parties.
Well, they would drag some drunk girl who went to the party, and she's,
that's what this guy did.
The girl willingly goes back to one of the brothers' rooms, and she falls asleep naked, and he fucks her, and then half the brothers going in there. I mean, now. I'm not saying it's right, but you can't put that in 2018 context with the fucking Me Too movement.
So you're saying
on.
It doesn't preclude him from being a Supreme Court justice? Because that's what you're saying. It doesn't.
If that's all that happened.
If that's all what she said. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. But are we going to do a Juanita Hill thing? Are we going to have him say, we're going to do what we did to... I don't ever want to see another Clarence Thomas thing, because that guy was put through. Look, you know what you do? You say, you give the guy the opportunity to just fucking walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And they should have done that with Thomas. And say, we got this woman that says, you fucking...
And he stuck to his guns.
Here's a transcript of shit. No. I mean, give him the opportunity to go away.
They did give him the opportunity to go away, and he decided not to. Of course they did. You can go away. You have no one's holding a gun to your head, Joe, like you always say about a job. No one holds a gun to your head to be Supreme Court justice. These guys are not at fucking gunpoint being told they got to be the fucking Supreme. They want to be. They choose to be that.
I think
early in their career, by the way.
I watched that. To this day, it's one of the most puzzling things I've ever watched, because someone's lying. And I believe it's her. And the reason I believe is that he's been a Supreme Court justice for
30 years.
And he's never laid a hand on anybody. And there were 300 fucking women that came forward and said, this guy never did anything like this. So This woman's out of her fucking mind.
Anita Hill. She's
Yes,
a little crazy.
She's out of her mind.
I think a little
She's
bit with
out of her mind by this. There would be a pattern. There would be some sort. If this guy's leaving, fucking, I mean, and the shit that she said was ridiculous. Like
what I'm saying is
leaving a fucking pubic hair on a Coke can and going, "Ooh, look at that over there. Does that make you hot, Anita?" I mean, it was just
that story's
ridiculous.
done. That story's done. What's going on now is Brett Kavanaugh, and if he made the single worst thing he ever did in his life.
Is there a statute of limitations?
Yeah.
Is it over?
It's way over.
Fuck her.
The problem is this.
She didn't get raped. She wasn't raped.
Right. So you're saying
worst case did they even touch her tits?
Yes. Groped her all over. So what we're saying here is what she said happened. Okay? It happened.
I don't know whether it did or not.
All right. But I'm saying if it did
fireballs.
If it did happen, you're saying even if it went down exactly how she said it went down, that it's okay. He can be a Supreme Court justice still. Because it's the only bad thing he ever did in his life, I think. I think it's the only bad thing he did, and he was a kid.
I don't believe her.
You're still not answering my question.
Yeah, but I don't believe her.
You don't accept the premise. All right, so
what you're saying is what you're saying is this happened.
Yeah,
and
I'm saying
can he be
it's okay. I'm saying it's okay.
I don't know. I can't come to that conclusion. I'm saying it.
I believe she thinks it happened.
Lying.
No, I don't believe that at all. So maybe that's the fundamental difference between me being able to
make
my decision.
It didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
He says this didn't happen.
And there was only one other witness, and her story has changed, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate with you a little bit.
No, I know.
The story has changed, all right? She did.
There was another guy.
There was another guy there, but then she had said there were other witnesses, and then she said, well, there wasn't other witnesses because after they tracked the other guy down, he's like, that never happened. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. So I don't think he did anything.
Nobody said that's not how I remember it. They were like, that never happened.
And the only thing that I can think of with the Anita Hill thing,
I think she thinks it happened though, Joe. Because why would she be doing? Why would she do it? Just because she's an activist?
Yeah. I think Anita Hill was the most amazing actress on the planet. It's the only thing that makes sense. Here's a woman she's probably a wildly liberal lawyer, law teacher, right?
Yeah, well, by definition, most of them are.
And she had enough alone time with Clarence Thomas that she could put together this fucking thing. She's probably smart enough where she could remember it. Plus, who was going to question her? Even in the 90s, who was going to question? It was early 90s, right? Is that correct?
I'm
Clarence
sorry.
Thomas?
I'm trying to remember exactly when it was.
And
I mean, he was either Bush or Reagan. Was it Poppy who did that, or was it towards the end of Reagan? I thought he was coming up on 30 years.
I think
it's 28 years. 1980.
I think it's fucking end of Reagan, maybe.
End of Reagan, beginning of Bush.
But
that's easy to look up, by the way. I'll look that up.
Is that thing going to start talking? I'll look it up.
Listen, I'm going to talk to it. The volume's all the way down.
Then it talks and it's irritating.
The volume's all the way down. You did get a short nap. You're cranky.
What I'm going to say is,
who appointed Clarence Thomas?
I don't think it happened.
Oh shit! I lied.
Yeah, you did lie. Fucking irritating thing.
We were right. George H.W. Bush, and it was 1991. I thought it was 1990. I mean, no. 91, is that right? Oh, that's not even the beginning of his fucking... All right. It was right in the middle of his thing. All right, buddy, go ahead.
Here's the thing, dude. I don't believe the woman. So the question becomes, and we learned a valuable lesson during the Anita Hill thing. So are we going to drag this woman out from 35 fucking years ago and witch hunt this dude?
That's what they're doing.
Well, that's what they're trying to do.
The witch hunt is on. That's all I'm saying.
Well, isn't she either going to show up on
Well,
Monday?
that's the other
or,
thing.
Didn't they
now
say
she's saying there has to be conditions. I'll look it up right now. Right now she's doing it. There's got to
I'm
be
not going to talk
conditions.
into that thing. Don't talk.
No, it's right here on the fucking Yahoo, man.
All right.
That's why we're talking about this. I looked on Yahoo. I'm like, they're still talking about this.
Well, because I saw something that said you either show up on fucking Monday or.
Well, now they're saying she may testify with the right conditions.
Yeah, well, what
She said-
conditions?
right, hold on.
See, one of the things I hate about this fucking Me Too movement, all right? And for anybody that's raped or something, that's horrible. But women fucking lie too.
She wishes to testify provided that we can agree on terms that are fair and which ensure her safety. That's fucking pretty vague, man.
Yeah, what does that mean? Now, she must have come forward, right? She must have come. How does anybody
Well, this was
know
the
this?
Dianne Feinstein thing that we
Yeah, I
talked
know.
about
so
last
she
week.
must have wrote a letter or something.
She wrote a letter. She wrote a letter to her congresswoman, and her congresswoman passed it up to Feinstein.
Where does she live?
Somewhere in California.
Of course she does.
And
No, I'm sorry. I just think.
but she
go the
wanted
fuck away.
and Dianne Feinstein is a scumbag because she knew what she had the whole time, and she waited till exactly the right time. And this woman didn't want to be.
Well,
she
no,
wouldn't have to
she's-
testify if they didn't out her. She got outed, and she's
Yeah, but
had
they-
fucking media
but
and
she
PIs
fucking
at her
knew-
house. And
Look, Dianne Feinstein would leak the fucking thing. She was going to get outed, regardless.
Yeah.
Dianne Feinstein brought up that she had this information. As soon as she said she had it, you knew her name was going to come out
yeah,
because she wants another Clarence Thomas repeat.
right.
And if I was running that hearing, I'd say, if I was Joe
is
Biden,
that?
I'd still feel bad
Is
about
it
that.
Joe? Is it Grassley? Is he the one who runs that? Yeah, he runs.
I would say, you know what? It's his word against hers.
That's what you would say if you were Grassley. Why'd
Yeah.
you say Biden? I'm sorry.
Because Biden ran the fucking Thomas hearing.
Oh, that's right.
And
You mean
that should bother. It's one of the reasons
you know Joe the plagiar? You mean Joe the plagiarizer?
I don't hate this Joe Biden, but
Nah, he's a fool. He's
I
a fool.
dislike him a lot. for
He's a
that.
lifetime politician. That's enough. That's all you have to say. He's a lifetime politician.
Yeah, but you know
He's
what?
Scum.
He's not a terrible person.
He's
not.
lawyer, lifetime
He
politician.
didn't do
scum.
it for the money. You
No,
know?
well, he didn't do it for the money, but he's a
You
lifetime
know, a lot of
politician.
these guys end up
He's
fucking
useless.
filthy rich.
I know he's useless though.
You know, which you know what that
does
bothers
nothing.
me
He's
because what
never
they
done a
do is
thing.
they get out of politics and then they fucking swing into some department and then they go back and lobby all their pals.
By the way, they
And
might
oughta
run
be
him.
They should be fucking executed.
They might run him. He's too old, but they might run him. He might. They might run him.
No, I think this is over with. I think
She's going to go away. She's going to go, I don't want to testify.
no, I think she,
And she's been outed.
in my opinion, you make it go. It just goes away. Sorry,
Witness protection style. Because
go away.
that poor bitch. Now, whether she. That's all I'm saying is why would she do it in the first place? Why would she do it in the first place? I believe she thinks that I believe it's more she's crazy than it is she's not an operative, an activist. I believe she's crazy.
What does she do for a living?
She's a clinical psychologist. We talked about
She's
this.
a fucking activist.
She's a clinical psychologist.
This is the guy that could push Roe v. Wade over the edge. Okay?
That's not.
Yeah, but
It's
this
not
is
going to
what
get
they,
revisited.
This is what they
yeah,
think.
right. I got
though.
you. And they're idiots. But
But
that's
it
dumb.
doesn't matter whether they're idiots. This is they think that this guy is going in to take Roe v. Wade
Yeah,
away.
it's so ridiculous.
All
do they
right?
really think that?
Of course they do.
I mean, how can they?
Because
they're not logical.
Fucking idiots.
I heard a good thing today. Liberals are open-minded to the extent where their fucking brain fell out of their head. You know what I mean? That's how open-minded they are.
Look, did you see all
Their
the people
fucking brain is-
protesting in the hearing room?
No, I didn't see
The
any.
Roe v. It's all
Saw
these
nothing.
Roe v. Wade
I didn't-
fucking. You know, and it's always these fat fucking animals that no one would ever impregnate. Jesus Christ.
Time for the milking. Hillary.
It's just
time
like,
for the milking.
God, believe me, you don't have to worry
Diane.
about getting an abortion because no one's going to fuck you.
Diane, time for the milking. Oh, by the way, what's that lady's name? Is it Donna Karen, who's a fucking Supreme Court justice and has no business being one?
Donna Karen.
Karan. You know, the lesbo who's...
Donna Karen's a fashion designer.
Oh, well, who's the bitch on... Oh, sorry.
Kagan?
Is it Donna? No, Diana Kagan?
Elena. I don't know who's worse.
Talk about an activist judge.
I don't know who's worth her.
She's chomping at the bit.
Sotomayor.
Kagan's worse. Sotomayor at least fucking did the internship. Kagan was a law professor. Never was a judge ever. She was not a judge, and she was barely practiced law. She was a fucking law professor who is on the Supreme Court. To me, that to me is outrageous. That's fucking outrageous.
No, because
she's not qualified.
A lot of people.
She's less qualified to be the Supreme Court justice or whatever than Hillary was to be president, or fucking Barack Obama for that matter, who was unqualified to be president. And he was.
She argued cases before the Supreme Court, several.
Oh, I thought she was a law professor.
No, she
was not a judge. That's my point.
Yeah, but there's a lot of thought that it's good to have somebody that wasn't a judge,
like you,
not even a lawyer,
like you, for instance,
not even a lawyer, because look, these people they don't follow the fucking law. That's the problem. I want somebody in there that just follows the fucking law. What is the law? And don't try to find
a loophole,
a way,
or language.
Don't try to make the law fit what you want to have happen. That's what Ruth Bader Ginsburg does.
Yeah, that's her thing.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg says,
"This is
what I would like to have happen."
Also, by the way.
Yeah, well, you're now a fucking queen.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking judge, and you're also disingenuous.
Oh,
you should never become a judge because you're a fucking you are. You're an activist.
Right.
And the thing is, this is going to come and bite liberal fuckheads right in the ass.
Yeah, they think that this is all going to bite Trump in the ass for the fucking... That's what they're hoping. They're hoping that there's going to be an open seat during the next fucking election.
What's kind of...
In November. Vote, everybody. By the way, vote. Don't be an asshole.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg is going to be gone at some point. And
she's next, unless one of them, takes the pipe like fucking old, looking like Scalia probably didn't just expire, man.
You think he was killed?
Yeah, somebody poisoned him.
Well, I got rid of a
daughter.
And
you know me, I'm no conspiracy.
I have no daughter. Speaking of going away, my daughter's gone.
To where?
I don't know. Gone forever.
What are you talking about?
Gone forever. I don't know.
Did she move?
No, I think it's our relationship is gone.
How is that possible, Joe? How is that fucking possible?
What do you mean? How is it possible?
I mean, you don't want to talk about this, do you?
I don't mind.
You're the one who brought it up, by the way. But I'm going to grill you if you want to talk about it.
No, my
daughter. How is this possible?
My daughter could basically. Here's what happened. 2 years ago, in September of 2016, my daughter had worked at a company called Cloud Health Technologies.
Is this a plug?
No, not at all. Cloud Health Technologies.
Do they still exist?
You got to let me finish, man.
I'm sorry, buddy. Good.
Cloud Health Technologies is a cloud company, and in 2000 she worked there up till 2016. Now she had 13,050 shares in which she could purchase because she got fired. So you either have to buy the shares within 90 days or you lose them. Okay? So my recollection is she called me and she said, look, I got these shares, and I can't afford to buy them, and but I don't really care. I want to forget about Cloud Health. She just wanted to move on, and I'm like, all right, but now what? So what's the deal with the shares, though? Well, I have to buy them. I'm like, and at the time I had no idea. I said, I don't know how much money. Well, I mean, what kind of money are we talking about? I mean, if it's $20,000, I would say. And she goes, no, I mean, it's like $1,600. And I've like $1,600, and you can buy this shares. So, I mean, the company wasn't a sure thing, but at the same time, there was quite a bit of investment in it already, in the tune of like $40 million from venture capitalists. So I said, well, I mean, what are you going to do? Are you just going to let the fucking shares go? And now I can't honestly say that she said, yeah, I'm going to let them go. But she had no way of buying this stock, okay? And she didn't say to me, well, would you loan me the money to buy the stock? Because I would have done that. And I said, well, the point is, you know your kid well enough, or at least you think you do, to know when she's like non-committal, nonchalant, laissez-faire. It didn't sound like she gave a fuck whether she ended up with the stocks or not. And I said, look, I'm going to send you the fucking money, buy the stock. If it goes to zero, I lose the $1,600.
At which point,
would you please let me fucking finish?
Oh, you're leaving something important out. Go ahead. That's fine.
So I said, I will send you the money, buy the fucking shares, and if nothing becomes of it, then I'll eat the $1,600, and if something becomes of it, then we'll split it. And that was the end of it. I sent her the money, and on a couple of occasions, I either texted or called, I don't remember which, but I said, you didn't spend that money on something stupid, right? You bought the goddamn shares, because I was concerned she wasn't going to buy the fucking shares because she had no money at the time. So, all right. Is there a question in there that...
You're right. It doesn't matter. Keep going.
That you needed to interrupt? I mean, did I miss something? Do you not understand?
I had a question. It might not be important enough to interrupt.
So
go ahead.
Fast forward to, 2 months ago. Cloud Health Technology, along the way. So Cloud Health Technologies, like, say 3 months after these shares were... we bought these shares, or she bought the shares with my money. They got another a funding round of like $45 million, and their current CEO retired because he didn't want to take it to the next level. He wasn't like leaving it wasn't an anger leave. He was just like, he brought the company as far as he wanted to. They brought in a new CEO. And now, fast forward to today, Cloud Health Technologies is being purchased by a company called VMware. Okay? So that's what's happening. And I got a text from her. Now, we have no idea. There's no idea to find out how much you get. Because we don't even know what the company's being purchased for. The idea is like around $500,000, but there's no $500 million. But there's no way to find out how much, how many shares outstanding there are. It's virtually impossible. It's a private company. We don't know.
You don't know till the deed's done.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So this all happened like. This was Tuesday night. This is why I canceled Tuesday night's podcast, because she sent me a text. Well, were you serious about 50%? And I'm like, Well, what do you mean, was I serious about 50%? Of course I'm serious about 50%. Why would I do it? You know? And I mean, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, I could really use, whatever money, whether it be, 20 grand or fucking $500,000. I don't know how much it's going to be. And I said, well, look, first of all, I don't, and I try to say, all right, she's still young, but she's 29 years old. She's not a fucking idiot. This is her 6th fucking job. She hires people for a living. She signs contracts. She understands what a fucking deal is. So I said, yeah, I'm fucking serious. And why are you even asking me? And why don't we find out how much, if there's fucking $500,000 and you want to buy a house and you need $250, I mean, yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll probably, I'll take $100. You can keep the rest for the taxes, and you can keep fucking $300 or whatever. You know what I mean? Because the taxes are 20%. Well, they're 15. I believe they're 15, depending on.
No matter what, right?
Well, it's cap gains. There is. I don't know where the 20% threshold comes in. There is one, but I think it's a shitload of money.
The next April 15th or whatever.
I think you got to send them the money.
Right away.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You got to send them the dough. And you can't fuck around with that because there's no.
Oh, yeah, there's no hiding that.
You can't hide it.
No.
So, but then my wife comes home and she says, and this is what said, if anybody knows me, I'm not a greedy person, and
Not by any means.
I fucking paid that kid doesn't owe me a thing. But I paid every fucking dime of that kid's. I think it's a mistake, actually. I think in hindsight, you question your parenting. Because I gave her everything that I never had as a kid. Like, I paid 100% of her college. Yeah. I bought her cars. Yeah. I paid for her fucking first, last, and security deposit on every apartment and until the new one that she's moving in. She just moved into. And I fucking lost it. I really did. I lost it. And I sent a text barrage that, I wouldn't want to repeat on the air here. But basically, she told my wife through text that I backed her into a corner and kind of gave her no other choice but to accept a 50% deal. Do you follow what I'm saying?
And she never offered to be a loan and I'll pay you back. And
as far as I remember, she was going to let the fucking thing go.
Yeah. So what you were doing was giving her free money, but getting something out of it. That's what you were doing.
Right. With the understanding that she didn't care. Do you follow what I'm saying?
I wonder if this has been on her mind every day since it happened. Is that possible?
I think it's been on her mind since she realized that this is going to maybe come to fruition.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine to think about.
Yeah.
You made a fucking deal. And
that wasn't a bad deal, by the way. That's the only confusing part of the whole thing. I'm sure that's why you're confused. It's not a bad deal she made. It was a really good deal.
Well, she didn't.
Because she could have nothing. How's nothing? How's zero?
Zero would be not good. If she didn't buy any of the stock.
Yeah. How's zero sound?
But you have to understand now her entire premise has changed. I would have never let that stock go. That was something that I heard like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I'm like.
What are you talking about?
Now,
you were letting it go.
You're doing some revisionist
history. That's what
we're doing. Some revisionist thinking here.
You know who else is a revisionist historian? Her aunt, your sister, by the way.
Well, and her fucking mother too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Not to say her fucking mother, but
I'll edit that.
This sounds like her mother.
Revisionist historian.
Yeah.
And it sounds like...
I have a couple of them in my life, too.
So, essentially, I had a pretty big, I'm like, fuck you.
basically go die. Because there's nothing that gets, if you want to get to me, that's the way to do it. Question my integrity.
Right.
You know, and have my own fucking kid who I've given everything to, like, accuse me of trying to fuck her over money-wise.
That's wild.
Meanwhile, I've given the kid, you know, every time, oh, Dad, I'll pay you back. I've given her $30,000 that I'm never going to get back.
Right.
And to accuse me of, I want nothing but the best for that kid, and to accuse me of fucking trying to manipulate her so that I could get some fucking maybe stock gain, it's preposterous. And I don't know. So that's where it went. And there ain't no backtracking out of this one, because she's pissed, but I'm not going back and going, you know, and this isn't being pig-headed. I'm not going to go back and go, oh, well, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to upset you.
We're remembering it differently, and maybe I was wrong. And
I'm sorry. I don't remember it differently. It's not different.
Yeah.
It's the way that I remember it. And
so you don't care to be in a room with her right now?
I don't care. This bothers my wife a great deal.
Yeah.
And I love my daughter.
Yeah.
I love her to death.
Yeah.
But
she's crazy.
no, you know what she is?
She's nuts.
One of the things that happens when you go through one of these things. And now, granted, I am, you know, this is part of my doing here. Mm-hmm. When I think back, say over the past couple years, the kid is never happy, all right? Never in, like, how's everything going? How's work? Sucks. Everything sucks.
Well, she got a little bit of that depression gene.
I think it's more like, because she got everything she wanted, you know what I mean? Growing up.
So is she spoiled?
Absolutely. She's absolutely.
Is that the main
spoiled.
problem, is what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist.
She's a little depressed, Joe.
But she also got...
She's some Paxil or something.
Let's put it this way. I can't remember... I asked Patty, think of an event where, like, she came down and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take you two guys out to dinner. Like, that's never happened.
Right.
Nothing like that has ever happened. It's always... Patty and I are listening to some problem she's having with a boyfriend, and or I'm giving her money.
Yeah.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
And this is one that I'm not fucking eating this one. I said a lot of shitty things. Then I apologize for saying the shitty things, because
saying it by text or by on the
text.
phone.
Said a lot of, you know.
Did you do any real arguing on the phone?
No.
Or so you
she wouldn't. I tried calling her. She wouldn't answer.
So you stewed a little bit and then fucking started the text barrage.
I did a little text rant for about half an hour, but you know, because I would think a new thing.
How fast can you text? I can't do it.
You don't have to say. You know, I said some shitty things, but I also said some things like, you know, I said things like, take them. The first thing I said is, I don't want a fucking dime. You keep the whole fucking thing.
Right.
And I want you to shove it up your ass,
right.
Puke it up, and I want you to shove it up your fucking ass again.
Right.
I mean, she's like, well, I'll give you the... No. That's all over. You keep every fucking dime.
Well, you'll take a check for $1,600.
Yeah, maybe I'll take the $1,580.
Yeah, you'll take that. You'll take that.
But
you ain't ripping that check up.
As far as...
But you will rip up a $15,000 check.
Or $100,000.
Yeah, you'll rip it up.
And, you know, so that's fucking out the question. And now she's a victim, you know?
Unfortunately...
And you know what? That's her mother. That's 100% her mother.
And her grandfather, by the way.
Fucking... What do you mean her grandfather?
Old Joe, I used to think he played the victim part kind of well, but...
He did?
Yeah.
I probably did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. But she didn't spend any time with him, so I think this is her mom. I don't know. I could be
genetic.
wrong.
Maybe it skips.
I'm not trying to.
Maybe it skips.
I'm not trying to start a fucking war with Mike's wife.
No. Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is, then it reverts to poor me, and you're being mean to me, and you said awful things, and I'm like, well, you know what? If you're going to be a fucking asshole and you don't realize how hurtful that is to say to somebody that they're basically trying to steal your fucking money. Your father's trying to steal your, take money away from you.
It's right up there with being called a racist or a sexist. It's worse. It's worse.
It's worse.
It's worse
for me. I'd much rather be called a racist.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be accused of trying to manipulate your own kid into fucking stealing her money after I've given that kid her fucking life. And I'm not talking about like her. I mean, I've given that kid fucking everything. We're having this podcast in a room
that you built for her.
For her.
For her. This was for Anna. For her. Sorry.
So that's what happened. And
how long did she live here, by the way, in this apartment?
I want to say it was a few years.
Yeah, couple.
I mean, I built this apartment so she wouldn't have to go.
This space is where you used to fix your motorcycles.
Right.
So
I mean, I built this so she wouldn't have to. She could change jobs and not have to be living with 4 other girls and sweating the rent,
right.
and she wouldn't become stuck at one position. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he's afraid to leave. Because how am I going to pay my rent? And it worked. It worked. She's on her sixth job, and she's going to do very well. She already does very well.
She's doing well. Yeah, she's on her way.
Doing well.
She's on her way to being a major earner. Major earner.
But if you want to accuse the guy that you want to accuse me of trying to fucking steal your money because now it's turning into something that might end up, and who knows? I don't know where it's going to end up. I mean, she might get 50, like I said, she might get 20. That's not likely. She might get 500. I mean, more. I'm thinking more in the $200,000 range.
Yeah,
and
semi-life changing money. Semi-life,
it's
money. No, well, they pay the taxes. You put it in the bank. Hopefully, she doesn't go too crazy. But you can get a down payment on it if you want to buy a condo or a house. Right. You know what I mean? It gets you on the road a little bit. I mean, you might as well, if you're going to be spending $2,400 a month in rent or whatever, you might as well fucking be gaining a little equity on what you're paying rent on. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, if she didn't immediately go fucking throw the cunt missile out that I'm trying to manipulate her, there's a good chance I might have just fucking said, screw it, keep it.
Right.
If it was $200,000. If it's $500, I'm getting a few bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck that. I put the money up. But if it was like $200,000, I'd be like,
send me a check for $5,000. Might 16 and a little bit more.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I mean, look, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I don't care that much about the money. I mean,
you lumped it in with all the rent money and all the other shit,
right.
The car fixing money, because that's what it was. You know what I mean? And like you said, at the time, you don't know what's going to happen. It was a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you were willing. You knew that there was a good chance there would be no return ever. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I actually thought there was going to be a return.
Well, is that why you did it?
Well, I wouldn't have done
Not that
it if
it
I thought it was
changes
going to
anything.
fail.
Okay.
But I asked her, I said, how's this company doing? Pretty good. I'm like, then it's fucking crazy not to buy
Yeah, it's a
the stock.
no-brainer. It was literally a no-brainer.
So the idea, that's why I was so surprised that,
And it was stock because, by definition, it was a public company. So, by definition,
it
wasn't
not a public company.
I mean, I'm sorry, a private company. So, by definition, it wasn't available. It wouldn't have been available to anybody outside of, her.
No, she got stock options, and what
Right.
happened is she
That's
had
what it is, stock options.
She had the right to buy. These were vested stock options. And when you leave the company, you have something like 60 or 90 days to buy your vested options. So, 10,000 or 12,000 shares were at a fucking dime a share.
That was my initial question.
You know what I mean?
You didn't make it clear at where in her term of employment with the company was she buying it. Because she was leaving? That's what it was? All right, yeah. You had insinuated that, but you didn't actually say it. That's all. That was my question. And you were right, it didn't matter. But I thought it was a good question.
But it's a shit deal because this isn't where I want to be,
Yeah, no. And you never plan on being in this position.
and
You don't plan on it.
You know what?
It's not that you don't even plan on it. You never considered it, and it just was never even entered your head that it would be happening. Kind of like seeing your fucking kid get fucking hauled out by 7 cops and ambulance workers. You never ever think that you're going to be in that position.
I thought about this though.
Yeah,
I really did, and it's just one of those
things.
things.
You thought about it playing out this way before it happened? Is what you're saying?
I thought to myself, like,
what if this goes wrong?
Yeah.
When did you think that?
Recently? Before it happened.
A while before you actually gave her the money to buy it?
I think, before then and then afterwards.
Again? Oh, my God. So you had a little haunting vision. Not a vision, but a little...
You know why? Because you deal with fucking money. Money other than...
Money is always the evil, man.
Here's... other than me just giving her the fucking money, which is, Dad, will you loan me $3,000 so that I can get my apartment? And I give her the $3,000, which I never get back, which is what happens. Then that's pretty easy. You know what I mean? But now it's like, all right, we're going to be adults here. You don't give a fuck. I have the money. You don't seem to care. I'll give you the money. If it goes to 0, you owe me nothing. If it goes, we'll split it. Because to me, splitting it just seems easy. You know what I mean? It's not like...
50's a good deal.
It's not like, well, let's do 20. And if she had said to me, look, loan me the money. And if it... Well, I would have never gotten the money back if I had loaned it to her. And I'll give you 10 grand. If it, the first 10 grand is yours. But there was no negotiation because she didn't give a fuck. And that's why. But so I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to see it. I got a feeling this will be a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah.
She'll be gone. And who knows? Maybe Patty's very upset about this.
She'll be gone until she gets that check for 12 grand and needs money in 10 months. You know what I mean?
No, I think she's fine, but what I said to
Smooth,
Patty,
huh?
Yeah.
Jesus. It's not exactly ice cold, is it?
Was maybe this is a good thing. Because maybe she's got to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
the problem is
I'm a lunatic. I'm not trying to. No. I don't want to convince any of our.
Have you gotten any sleep since then? Is that why you took a nap today? Because you haven't been sleeping well since this happened.
I didn't sleep.
That's why you
night at all.
Yeah, that's why you had to take a nap today. Now I'm seeing it.
But I have to be honest with you. I'm not that crazy upset about it because I think, as someone that's been around for a while, sometimes it's a good thing, even with your own family, to have a fucking break. You know what I mean? Like, we've been in touch with each other on a weekly basis or more for her entire fucking life. So maybe where she's a grown woman.
I'm not trying to pick on you, but you're contradicting yourself here because you're on record within the last couple of weeks saying that you can go 2 or 3 weeks from hearing from her, and then you text her and say, are you alive?
Yes, but what I'm saying to you is that basically we've been in touch with one another.
Okay. What you're saying
Nobody doesn't know where the other person
right.
is.
Okay, exactly. Now I got
she's
you.
going on a trip.
So when you text her that, you're basically saying, I'd like to talk to you,
if
please.
2 weeks goes by and I don't hear from her, I'll say, would you
understand.
just
I wasn't picking on you. I'm just
text me and tell me you're alive? But what I'm saying is, there's been no problem,
there's been no lapses in your relationship.
and certainly there's been no lapses in our relationship due to any sort of a fight or crisis.
Yeah, right.
It's been nothing like this ever.
Yeah.
Which, of course, it's about money. So
Fucking money every time.
Fucking money
every
is just
fucking
a-
time, isn't it?
And it does fucked up shit to people.
And like I told you on the phone the other
really
day,
does.
and I thought it was semi-astute. That's why I spend every fucking dime I get as soon as I get it. I either disperse it to other people or spend it needlessly. Because when I
Well,
die,
that's not-
there'll be no fighting over my money because there will be none. Zero.
I don't really think that's by
There
design.
will be no. It's totally by design. It's
But
totally by
look it.
design, Joe. I choose to fucking be an idiot.
Well,
I could be another way if I wanted to. I like being a
I
moron.
doubt it.
I'm a moron, is what
just-
you're saying.
No, you're just you're not a moron. You're just who you are.
Yeah, I don't care. That's what it is.
But
I don't care.
I'm saddened by it, and my wife's very upset about it because she
loves Anna.
and she lost her dad, and she said,
Oh
you know,
my God, that's got to be particularly.
you don't want to
excruciating.
be. She's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
don't want either one of you getting hit by a bus before you work it out.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
my-
That would suck.
Look, and my wife is most of the time she's on Anna's side because usually it's me being an asshole. If we have a little spat, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because usually I'm
So you do
I'm-
have little spats then.
Yeah,
what
but
could you
not-
possibly have little spats about those? What
I
could you
couldn't-
possibly
I
spat
couldn't
about?
tell you.
All right, so it's that meaningless, is what you're saying.
Like I'll remember this one,
Well, fuck
Forever.
yeah. Even if you make up tomorrow, you're always going to remember this one.
but there's little things along the way because I'm a prick. You know, I am. I'm a fucking prick. I'm a mental
Is
case.
she a bitch?
Who? My daughter?
Yeah. You're
course.
calling yourself a prick.
She's kind of a bitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's very. I raised that kid to think that she's a wonderful, beautiful person,
Well,
and she
is a beautiful,
But
wonderful person.
she's also very tough on herself.
fucking
though,
heavy
too.
on the beautiful, by the way.
But no, I feel terrible about it, and I wish it never happened.
Yeah, it
and
sucks, Joe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Joe.
Me too.
It's awful.
And I feel bad for Patty.
My heart actually breaks for you.
But I think Patty can still. She'll stay in touch with her at some point.
And will Anna stay in touch with her? Hopefully.
And
Will she?
I don't know. This could.
Do they communicate apart from her communications with you? Like, will she text
Yes.
Patty or call her? All right, then hopefully she continues to do that.
Yes.
She probably will.
But I'm not. Most of the time, I'll do something. I can't even give you an example, and I go and do a mea culpa and fucking
Sure.
apologize.
Yeah. Because it's
This
your fault.
one-
Because it's your fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm
But see, that's how
wildly-
self-aware you are.
This one,
It's not your fault.
no.
No, it's not your fault,
And
buddy.
this is one of those
Don't
things
beat yourself up. It's not your fault, Joe.
that falls into the almost unforgivable category.
It's not unforgivable.
No,
if
I
she
know.
says she's sorry, you'll
Look,
accept
that's
her
why-
apology,
that's-
right?
That's why I say almost unforgivable. You do not accuse. If you have a loved one, if you have a father,
Yeah.
or you are a father, or you're a mom,
Yeah.
and you've done nothing but
Sure.
good things for your child, or at least
Right.
you've tried to,
Sure.
and your kid turns around and says that you're trying to fuck him over somehow.
Now listen,
that
if
is
she-
a real shot.
I got to
to
ask
fucking
you.
balls.
You brought it up. So if she was to apologize to you tomorrow, you're not going to lecture her like you just lectured right now. That little lecture you just gave for 10 seconds. If she have said, "Dad, I'm sorry," are you going to say, "I accept your apology, but you don't accuse blah 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 blah"? Will you lecture her, or will you just say, "Yeah, give me a hug, it's over"?
No.
You won't lecture her.
No, this isn't. She has to understand.
You will give a lecture if she apologizes.
Because she obviously doesn't get it.
But if she apologizes, maybe she gets it. That's all I'm wondering. Will you lecture her?
No, I'll ask.
What were you
Tell
thinking?
me what you're sorry about.
What you were? Oh, okay.
What are
very
you
good.
sorry about?
Yeah. Okay. Good. I know. I got you.
You know what I mean?
So you're upset. You're upset.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like this. This is terrible. It's terrible.
But you're not going to ask her why she's apologizing out of, some fucking anthropological reason. You're asking her for her to better herself, not for you to better yourself. You're not looking for fucking constructive criticism. You're looking for...
I can't get any better.
You know what I'm saying, though? So
No,
you want...
I have no idea
do you
what
need,
you're talking about.
What I'm saying is...
I want her to understand why...
You're upset.
This is why that's a fucking horrible fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
Of all people to
So
do
you
it
guys
to.
you guys are along. You're right. It's going to be a 3 or 4 year thing because she's not going to be able to.
No, because
She's not going to be able to handle that.
We're both stubborn.
Yeah,
And I'm
the
not-
both of you are a nightmare. By the way,
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like
you're a nightmare.
I mean, there's no. I'm sorry if you don't understand that. Then there's something. I did something fucking wrong, or that's
Did something wrong raising her? You mean?
Well, or that's her mother. In the text, I didn't scroll through my.
You haven't reread
wife's
what you
text.
typed.
No, this is my wife's text because
I'm
that's
sorry,
where I
buddy.
found out.
Go ahead.
She said to Patty that Dad pushed me into a corner, basically.
It's so bullshit. That's so bullshit.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is revisionist history at its finest. By
And
the
then
way.
my wife said, "Now
so bullshit.
there's some more in here. Basically,
Forced her at fucking gunpoint
Yeah.
to take your $1,600.
take my $1,600, buy that stock, and then give me half."
It's such bullshit. It's revisionist history at its finest. Now I know she's a registered Democrat. I always wondered what she was. She's a Democrat.
When you say it like that, doesn't it even sound fucking ridiculous?
That's what it is, though.
Like, I made you take my $1,600.
Yeah.
Like there was 11 people.
They were lining up to give you $1,600
And
for no return.
And the best bidder was he only wanted $5,000.
They all said, they all said, we'll take 1%. I mean, sorry, we all take 80%. You know what I mean? We'll have 80, and you went only 50.
So when you put it like that, it sounds even more fucking ridiculous, doesn't it?
That's why it's ridiculous, the whole thing.
It's like, buy the fucking stock.
I'm not going to badmouth your daughter. I would never do that. But you know where I stand on this whole thing. You have no reason to... Well, here's why you have a reason to feel bad and lose sleep. Because I've been in your shoes with
'cause she's my
similar
daughter.
things.
Yeah.
That's your daughter, right?
Yeah.
Or someone you care about. And if there's ever conflict with someone you care about, you don't sleep well. And the closer they are
this
to
is
you...
terrible.
Right. And you know what, Joe? There's a lot of people... There's not a lot of people who are in the exact position you are in, but there are people who are in similar positions who sleep like a fucking baby. Even though you're in the right on this one, the plain fact that you fucking had to take a nap tonight shows that you're a caring person, but generally,
Well,
but
I had to take a
specifically,
nap
you're a.
because I didn't sleep last
That's
night.
what I'm saying. That's why you had to take a nap because your mind.
I didn't sleep last night because I ran out of NyQuil.
Oh, you asshole! You're addicted to NyQuil now. Can't you just take an extra fucking Klonopin or something?
Oh, I fucking love NyQuil.
NyQuil without the cold, like the NyQuil only sleep, the purple shit, or the old school NyQuil with everything in it.
Yeah, but I'm not drinking much anymore at all.
Well, they got the other thing that has the alcohol in it, but it doesn't have the cold med, the decongestant and all that other shit.
People have told me that. I can't
It's good
fucking
shit.
find.
It's purple. It's called ZQuil.
This shit has the red goo.
Oh, you got the cherry flavored as opposed to the old fashioned blue,
Green.
whatever the fuck blue green it is.
Green fucking
That's some
slime.
unnatural shit. By the way,
It has no...
in college, did you ever just do a big bottle of NyQuil
No.
like throughout the night? You don't chug it because you'll die, but if you just sip on it and temper it with a little water, that's a fun buzz, man.
I
That's
take
what a
like
fucking-
the recommended dose,
what a
and in 45 minutes, I can't keep my fucking eyes open. It's the greatest sleep aid ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done, prescription fucking sleep shit, but it literally, it shuts my fucking brain down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and once I get past the, if I'm laying there thinking about shit, I'm never getting to sleep. So last night, like, I was awake all night long. I would fucking lay there, and I'm pretty good at meditation. You do any meditation where you just kind of focus
used to
on
meditate
something?
when I exercised,
And I fucking couldn't
meditated
keep it
as
up
well.
long enough to put myself out. So I turned back over and I turned the TV back on.
Yeah.
But it's just, look, it's a horrible thing if you love your kid to death.
Yeah.
I love her to death. But
can I give you a little break and talk about my
Yes.
my child,
sure.
which I have not done, and I'm not going to get into the details of everything. But
Look, you only
I'm going to give you an
share what
update.
you want to share.
I'm going to give you an update. Evan's back, okay? Evan, and he's been on the air 4 or 5 times here, and 2 or 3 of them, that wasn't Evan, okay? Evan's back.
Back in a good way? Or?
Yeah, in a good way. The darkness is gone. He, in my opinion, had a brief flirtation with psychedelic drugs. He dropped acid too many times in a short period of time. He probably took some mushrooms, and I know for a fact he smoked some salvia, which is bad news, by the way. If anyone fucking offers to smoke salvia with you, don't do it, okay?
What's salvia?
Salvia is...
We might have to get some.
No. No. Salvia is legal, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, and if you smoke, and it
like
shouldn't be
bath
legal.
salts?
It's something. And you smoke it, and you trip immediately, quickly, and it's over in 30 seconds. But I've never done it. Our friend Scott, who's been on the air with us, has done it, and a couple other guys, and it's different for everybody. I know that Evan experimented with that, and I consider that a psychedelic drug. He claims he's humbled by his experience with psychedelics, but he's done with them. He also was cut way down on the pot. I know he vapes or whatever, and that's fine, and that shit's even stronger, but he's a productive member of society. He pays taxes. He's a full-time worker. He's on his fucking 5th or 6th vehicle. You know what I mean? The kid is... he'll be fine. So, last update I gave you, he was meeting with a clinical psychologist, which is what this lady who is accusing Kavanaugh, but someone who I had been in contact with since the incident, and I wanted him to go and get tested, and we went the fucking counseling route and all that, and that didn't work. And yeah, it takes forever. The mental health thing. If they want you to put them in a psychiatric hospital because it's focused 24 hours a day. There's a team. If you decide to do it outpatient style, it takes months, and they're right. It's months and months and months. We're 2 months removed from the incident, and fucking he just finished his clinical testing. He and his mother... Me and his mother have agreed that, to forego the counseling for now because it doesn't work for him. I thought maybe he needed some medication to deal with anxiety and depression, which I had. We haven't got an official diagnosis or a lack of diagnosis yet, but I finally met the lady the other night when he finished testing. She came out, she looked me in the eye, she shook my hand, and she said, "I'm not worried about him." And I went, "Oh, all right, good, I'm not either." I go, "Oh, by the way, he did an IQ test. Is he smart?" She goes, "He's very, very smart, but I don't have the number until I meet with him again." You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is what's going to go down, in my opinion, is she's going to have a diagnosis of clean mental health. He had some sort of breakdown for whatever reason. She's going to even say he could probably use a little counseling. She's not going to give it to him because she's booked solid for that. You know what I mean? She tests people, but he could probably use a little counseling, but they all say that. We can all use some counseling, Joe. I've even promised to do counseling because of all this, and I'm fucking reneging on it now because I'm reneging. I'm not doing counseling. My wife is doing counseling, though, and his mother is doing it. Everyone's doing counseling except me and Evan.
Do you know who Doug Stanhope is?
Well,
Did you?
Of course I do.
Did you see Doug Stanhope?
Is this related to my story about my son at all?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'll pee while you try to fucking circle back to that.
Doug Stanhope has a 2016 special that he filmed in his hometown of Bisbee, Arizona.
Is this before or after he killed his mother?
This is at
Around that time, anyway.
no, this one's after. Shit, this might be the one. But at any rate, I think it's after. So it's called No Place Like Home. And if you're not a Doug Stanhope fan, but you like stand-up comedy, Doug Stanhope, and this isn't just me saying it, Doug Stanhope's a fucking genius. And I mean, most comedians, like Bill Burr, if you like Bill Burr, Bill Burr says, look, I'm so fucking tired of getting these letters saying, you know, Bill, I love you. You're one of my favorite comedians, but Doug Stanhope is just a fucking genius. And Bill Burr's like, I know he's a fucking genius. I know he is. Do you always have to put that qualifier that I'm not as good as Doug Stanhope? I get it. You know, he's that good. So he does this thing about how there's the mentally disturbed and then the mentally retarded. Okay? And he calls the mentally retarded is Camp 1 and the mentally disturbed is Camp 2. And the difference being that the mentally retarded they've got fucking special events for them. And he says the one thing about the mentally retarded is they don't seem to be disturbed about being retarded at all. Okay? But the mentally disturbed are the people that, you know, are talking to themselves and fucking walking around, but they need some fucking help. And he talks about, I think the guy's name was Gerald Loeffner. Is that the guy? Loeffner is the guy that went and shot Gabby Giffords and a bunch of other people. Yeah. And he's in the mentally disturbed camp. Okay? What the fuck are you doing over there?
This corkscrew is fucked.
Yeah, you broke it.
No.
Because you're a fucking lunatic. What'd you do to it?
It was previously bent. It's all out of line and bent. Go ahead.
So, I told Patty about this. I tried to explain it to her. And the reason why I'm trying to get you to shut the fuck up is I have a really tough time keeping a train of thought. So, what happened is you've got Camp 1, which is the mentally retarded, and Camp 2, the mentally disturbed. So he said, you know, so Loeffler or Laughlin or whatever his name was, you know, his last, if he wanted to get help, there's no place for him to go.
Yeah, right.
Because not only do we do shitty mental health care in this country, but Arizona's 49th. And then, of course, Doug had to say, and that's 49th out of 50 for my fans. And he said, so what's, he didn't use, I don't know, because I don't know if it's an irony or not, but Gerald, basically, Loeffner went and shot Gabby Giffords right into Camp 1.
Right.
Into the mentally retarded. And she is the person who is, you know, she's our congressperson who's sort of responsible as to whether we're going to put a high priority on mental health or not.
Right.
And if maybe she spent a little bit more time with the mentally disturbed, she wouldn't be in Camp 1.
Yeah.
Because, and he's I don't know. I don't know exactly how he said it, but it was fucking perfect. And it was
right.
like, he basically he shot her retarded.
That's like fucking your wife to sleep.
And then he said, and then after that, and if for those of you who don't know, her husband is an astronaut. And as soon as that happened, he went to NASA and said, put me on the fucking leakiest, worst service rocket you got and shoot me the fuck out of here. So I don't have to go to another one of those awkward personal appearances where no one knows what the fuck she's talking about.
Right.
I mean, it's terrible, but it is funny.
So I forget
It's
where I
not
was
funny
in my
for
fucking
Gabby,
story,
but then again, maybe it is funny for Gabby.
No, it's really not.
Well, because Gabby doesn't know who the fuck she is.
Nah, she does.
But not really. And a lot of the pressure's off.
Is she out of Congress now? Did she get out? She's not an active.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I don't think she's like an active.
No, I mean think of the
She
pressure
still
that's taken
hold
off.
office, is what I'm saying.
That pressure to succeed and move to the next level. Now you can just sit around with your pals and
just be.
make Play-Doh stuff and
It sounds pretty good, man.
work with blocks.
Sounds awesome.
Go to the Special Olympics.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and evaluate if we're going to continue to do a show. So what I was trying... We're back, by the way. What I was trying to say...
Hey, now.
...was...
Black
the
cock.
kid is going to be fine. Okay?
Yes, your son.
And...
Of course he is.
Since I've come to that realization a week ago yesterday, I've slept so fucking well. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God, yeah.
I did not
I do.
sleep, Joe, for 2 months.
I believe
2
it.
months without sleep.
Look, your children are everything.
Yeah.
Well,
2 months without sleep. And he turned 18, by the way,
I'm gonna
just
say,
now.
and not that any of you listeners are any different, but I can safely say, for Al and I, our children are fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it's
And then I have...
that's why it bothers me.
Yeah.
Patty's right. It's like, her
And
dad-
you only have one. I only have two, by the way.
I mean, imagine if I died while I was having a fight with my daughter.
What if she dies while you're...
Well, I mean, that's something we don't want to even think about that. But, it's just...
Like I said, I used Eugene's sister's death as a little teaching lesson to my son because he was mad at his sister. She's never mad at him. She's not she'll never get mad. You know what I mean? She's smart. She thinks through shit. He was mad at her. He blamed her for... Remember when he broke his hand on Mother... Remember he had a fucking cast? That was the beginning of all this bullshit, by the way.
That was like...
You know why? That was Mother's Day.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like before the summer.
And then he had his breakdown the day before his mother's birthday. Poor Anya. You know what I mean? Poor
Right.
Anya. So he was blaming her for that. And then in the middle of all that, Eugene's sister died. And I'm like, hey, Eugene's sister died. And they weren't speaking to each other.
Yeah.
Now she's dead.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, how's Eugene doing? I go, Eugene's fucking heartbroken.
Right.
All right?
You can't go back.
You can't go back. He's fucking heartbroken. All right?
You can't bring her back and say, I love you, and then have her fucking...
I've been beaten into not beaten, but I've been hammering into those kids' heads since they were able to understand English and bickering with each other. So we're talking about when he was like 3 and she was 7, okay? And they're bickering at least once a year, and I still say it once in a while, and I said it to him again a couple months ago. One day, all the two of you are going to have is each other.
Right.
We're all going to be gone. And you guys are only going to have each other. I don't care if you're happily married with families of your own and children and all that shit. One day, it's going to be you, and that's it. Okay? That's all you got, by the way. Sorry that I wasn't able to fucking help your mom produce more children, but our plan was always 2. You know what I mean? That was always the plan, 2. And, goddamn, didn't it work out because one was a boy and one was a girl?
Well, at least you had a plan.
Well, we had a plan. I'm telling you, we had a plan.
Mueller meets the rat. Hey, what's going on with this Mueller thing?
I don't know. You're going to have to tell me, man.
I have no idea.
Lean back. I want to see the T-shirt. I just want to drink beer and hang with my dog. And that should be dogs, because you got multiple dogs still.
2.
Oh, wait. Just Lolo and Chuck?
Yeah.
I thought there was another one kicking around. How many cats, man?
3.
That live in the house? 3? Any others that...
There's no outside cat.
So you got 5 animals upstairs, man.
Yeah. The cat...
You're an animal lover. Those cats are all old, too, right? Or is there a young one in the mix? I didn't know nothing about your cats. Isn't that terrible? I know.
no, not really.
Because I hate cats. That's why.
If you hate cats...
Well, I don't really hate them. Like, if I'm at someone's house and they come up on my lap, I will pet it and I will rub it on its tail until it fucking squirts sexual liquid, because they love that. But I'm disinterested in having a cat, and here's why. Cats are trained to shit and piss inside the house.
Yeah.
Now, someone would say, so are you, Al. You know what I mean?
Cat doesn't flush the toilet.
But animals need to...
Then again, probably neither do you.
If you got it... No, I definitely flush the toilet. I don't clean it often enough.
Homeless man beaten to death under Santa Monica Pier. Days after similar attacks downtown.
I don't get it. Why are we talking about Santa Monica and
I just read it
guys?
off the headline.
Read that again. Go ahead.
Homeless man beaten to death under Santa Monica Pier days after similar attacks downtown.
Oh, so there might be a serial killer. Now I get it.
Nah, just people going around beating up homeless people to death.
Who cares? Well, I don't
Not
want
me.
a serial killer, but, a couple homeless guys died. If you're going to be homeless, one of the fucking risks that you're taking, and no one signed you up for it, by the way. We always talk about, hey, no one signed you up. No one signed you up to be homeless either. Unless you think by default humans should be fucking homeless. I think if you're just a regular person, you're not looking to be homeless. Some people are. Although, Jesus Christ.
I can't
I'm going to
imagine.
admit it right now. I actually told someone either yesterday or today that my goal is to be homeless. I did tell them that, by the way. I told them I'm going to take, whenever I get my last paycheck, whatever that is, I'm going to take the paycheck and put enough gas into the truck. By the way, the truck passed inspection. That's another story. I'll tell you that after this. I'm going to put enough gas in the fucking tank to drive to Key West, right? And when I get to the bottom of Key West, listen to this, it's good. I'm gonna step out of the truck and leave that fucking thing and drive and let the fucking truck drive into the water.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They'll
And then I'm
they'll love that down.
And then I'm going to have a sleeping bag, my sleeping bag and 2 or 3 changes of clothes, and I'm going to go make it happen from nothing, from zero. And if I got to be homeless for a day or two, but I bet you I won't be homeless for long,
I think they hate homeless people down there.
I will find a job.
It's all rich and shit.
I might do get someone to fucking, I don't know, I'll find a DJ company or something. You know what I mean? Something stupid. I'll drive. I'll still have a driver's license.
There you go. Most homeless don't
Uber.
have a license.
And I'll make it happen. I'm going to go down there
if you
without
drive-
somewhere to live, and I will have somewhere to live in a couple weeks. I will live in my cab or whatever the fuck I'm doing
Hey, listen.
for a little while.
Doesn't
Doesn't that sound wonderful, though? Or
It
no?
does.
It sounds great, right?
I have a pending issue that has to end this show.
Oh, stop, Joe.
I'm serious.
Are you not feeling well?
No, I feel fine, except
You got
that
shit?
it's going to be...
We could just take a break.
No, that's it. How long?
I mean,
We got an hour and a half,
I'll put
right?
an extra long song in the middle, and we'll be at around an hour and 40 when we went with the beginning, the end, and
All
the
right.
middle. I'll put something really long in the middle. How's
Joe's
that?
going to take a
And
shit.
by really long, I don't mean my penis. Hey, my name is Al.
I'm
His name
Joe.
is Joe.
I'm
this
going
is
to take
show
a shit.
77. Joe's really running out of here.
I'm running.
I think he just doesn't want to
Bye-bye.
I think he just doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I'll see you guys. Have a good weekend. All right? Bye.